A man sits alone in a room. Without warning, his teeth begin to fall out, one by one. His flesh decays, his skin leaks a strange sticky fluid, and the pain is unbearable. He screams for help, but no one answers. It all started the night Mike and Jerry were having drinks at a quiet bar. Jerry looks defeated. He opens up to Mike, telling him his wife cheated on him. He's not angry, just lost. He says he doesn't know what to do. Mike leans in, calm but firm. He tells Jerry that forgiveness is overrated. It only leads to more disappointment. If Jerry wants to make things right, there's only one way: cheat on her too. Level the playing field. Jerry hesitates, half laughing, unsure if Mike's serious. Mike tells him there's a place he knows, a place where Jerry can get exactly what he needs, and something special. They leave the bar and get into Mike's car. But before they can drive off, Mike hands Jerry a plastic bag and tells him to put it on his head. Jerry's confused. He asks what the bag is for. Mike just says, "It's for your own good. After experiencing the special, you will want to come back again and again." Jerry decides to play along and puts on the plastic bag. The two of them head off to a brothel. When they arrive at the brothel, Jerry is greeted by the sight of 3 stunning women, each of them beautiful, but one of them stands out: Sin. She's magnetic, almost unreal. Jerry's eyes lock onto her immediately. He turns to Mike and whispers, "She has to be the special one." But Mike shakes his head. "Oh, well, it's not the special." A moment later, Madame Jora appears, elegant, intimidating, clearly the one in charge. Mike walks up to her and mentions the special. She doesn't even flinch. Instead, she says it'll cost $60. He pays without question. Jora then leads Jerry up a narrow staircase to a private room, but when he steps inside, there's no woman waiting, just an empty room, and on the table, a black wooden box with a hole in the middle and a weird inscription carved above it that reads, "Stick it in." He glances around the room, wondering if this is some kind of joke. Maybe someone's hidden. Maybe there's more to the room than meets the eye. He checks the corners, the closet, nothing. Eventually, he walks back to the box, and after a pause, he unzips and slowly inserts just the tip in that portable glory hole. The reaction is instant. A wave of unimaginable pleasure crashes over him. It's so intense, so overwhelming, he lets out a scream and blacks out. Moments later, Mike returns. With help from a security guard, he lifts the unconscious Jerry and carries him out. Madame Jora also warns Mike not to bring Jerry back. A person like Jerry is exactly what the box wants. In the car, Jerry starts to come to. He opens his eyes, smiling, no, glowing, like a man who just found heaven. He turns to Mike, barely able to form the words. Mike doesn't say much. He just smiles, satisfied, like this was exactly how it was supposed to go, and drives Jerry home. As Jerry and Mike pull up to Jerry's house, Lisa is waiting. She asks where they've been, but Jerry quickly spins a story about being at the bar to calm her down. The mood shifts when, moments later, Lisa drops a bombshell. She's pregnant. Jerry is taken aback, his shock palpable. Without thinking, he blurts out, "Is it really mine?" The question hangs in the air, leaving Lisa hurt and heartbroken, unable to hide the pain in her eyes. Realizing what he said, Jerry quickly backtracks, blaming the outburst on the alcohol and the shock of the news, trying to calm her down. That night, something isn't right. Lisa wakes up to the sounds of Jerry making strange, dreamy noises, as if he's lost in the throes of a wet dream. She watches him for a moment, disturbed but unsure of what's happening to him. The next morning, Jerry arrives at the office and visits Mike, who works in the same building. Desperation written all over his face, he pleads for the location of the brothel. But Mike refuses, firmly, insisting it's for Jerry's own safety. Frustrated but determined, Jerry takes matters into his own hands. He scours the internet, and finally, he finds a lead. He knocks on the door, and Madame Jora answers as if she's been expecting him. Jerry pays her double the price for the special, eager to feel that same intense pleasure again. This time, however, as he indulges, a dangerous thought crosses his mind. Why not steal the box? Just as he's about to make his move, Madame Jora returns. In a panic, Jerry knocks her out, then kills her, making sure she can't stop him from taking the box. He flees the brothel with the box, heart racing. Checking into a nearby hotel, Jerry pays for a week in advance, and even warns the cleaner not to enter his room under any circumstances. Back at the brothel, Ivan, the security guard, is being interrogated by a police detective. Ivan insists he knows nothing, he only worked for Madame Jora. The officer, however, is suspicious, suspecting the place of being more than just a fortune-teller's home. Meanwhile, Jerry visits Mike again. Mike asks if everything's okay. Jerry, a bit gruff, says he's doing his best to make things right with Lisa. Mike gives him an encouraging thumbs up, but there's something unsettling in his eyes. At the hotel, Jerry's addiction to the box grows stronger. He's completely drenched in ecstasy, the sensations far beyond anything he's felt before. Curious, he decides to peek inside the box to see what else might be hidden within. He reaches inside, and when he pulls his hand out, it's covered in a sticky slime. Overwhelmed by the sensation, Jerry uses the slime to pleasure himself again, completely lost in the experience. When he's done, he fills a bottle with the slime, taking it with him as he heads back home. At home, Lisa confronts Jerry. She asks, point blank, if he's cheating on her. Without hesitation, Jerry confidently denies it. Lisa, though still suspicious, is left with no concrete proof. Only the nagging feeling that something isn't right. Later that night, Jerry is in their bedroom, lost in his world again, using the slime. But just as he's reaching the peak of his pleasure, Lisa walks in, catching him in the act. What follows is a passionate, frenzied joining. The pleasure they experience is like nothing they've felt before, both of them lost in the depths of sensation and connection. The following morning, Jerry wakes up early. Without a word, he says goodbye to Lisa and leaves the house. Lisa is taking a shower when suddenly, she feels a sharp pain in her stomach. She looks down, horrified, to see blood. Meanwhile, at the brothel, the detective is still investigating, asking a lot of questions about the murder. He takes a closer look at the room and inquires about the object that was on the table. Ivan, the security guard, answers calmly, "A box. It was used for putting things in." When the officer asks where the box is now, we cut to Jerry, who is going full Homelander style on it, consumed by his obsession. But as he's lost in his own world, he suddenly feels a strange sensation down there. Something feels wrong. Worried, Jerry leaves the hotel and heads to a doctor. The doctor identifies a rash on Jerry's privates, clearly caused by the long, rigorous gooning sessions with the box. He prescribes medication and advises Jerry to abstain from spanking the monkey. Jerry, however, denies everything. At home, Lisa returns from shopping and notices Jerry's car is parked outside. She checks on him, and with a heavy heart, she tells him that she's had a miscarriage. Jerry, however, doesn't react the way she expects. He shows no emotion, just coldly says, "Popo, we'll try again." Lisa walks away, heartbroken, and Jerry's infection continues to spread in his body. Later, Jerry can't resist the temptation and returns to the hotel. But this time, something is wrong. He feels nothing, no pleasure, no sensation. This only deepens his worry. Desperate, he races to a tool store and buys a bolt cutter, convinced he can fix things. He cuts open the lock on the back of the box, and when he looks inside, there's something mysterious there, which even he finds shocking. Without hesitation, he uses it to pleasure himself again. Afterward, he applies more medicine to the infection, stuck in this endless cycle. At home, Lisa is going through some bank statements when she notices a large sum of money paid to a hotel. Her heart sinks. Without wasting another second, she jumps in her car and drives to the hotel. Once inside, she tries to get information, and a cleaning lady casually knocks on the door, giving away Jerry's location. Lisa rushes to the door, yelling for Jerry to open it. When Jerry opens it, a foul smell immediately hits Lisa's senses. She's suspicious. Something's off. As she steps inside, she starts looking around the room. When she opens the shower curtain, she freezes in horror. A slime ball is sitting there. The ball shows movement, almost as if it's a living being. Before she can react, Jerry lunges at her, choking her until her life is snuffed out. With cold indifference, Jerry sits beside the slime, and he touches Lisa's lifeless body inappropriately. Suddenly, Lisa's eyes snap open. She's not fully gone. Jerry, in a sudden burst of action, grabs a bolt cutter and finishes what he started, ending her for good. Jerry then methodically cleans up the blood and erases all traces of the crime. He wraps Lisa's dead body in a bedsheet, treating it with the same emotionless detachment. He brings her body home and hides it in a storage room, then proceeds to cover all the windows with plastic sheets to transform the room into his personal goon cave. He sits down next to the slime ball once again, seeking the same pleasure he's become addicted to. At a nearby bar, Mike sits at the counter, asking the bartender to turn up the TV. The news is shocking. Madame Jora has been murdered, and Ivan appears on screen, claiming that he knows what's happening to the murderer and he can help. Hearing this, Mike leaves the bar and heads to Jerry's house. When he arrives, Jerry isn't there, but the slime ball in the bathtub is still there. Meanwhile, Jerry returns the hotel key and, without a second thought, throws the box away, as if trying to rid himself of his past actions. He comes home to find Mike waiting for him. Mike notices the infection on Jerry's neck. He asks, "When is this from the thing in the tub?" Jerry brushes it off, but Mike now believes what Ivan was saying on TV. He tells Jerry that they need to go to the hospital, and if Jerry killed Madame Jora, he can help him. Jerry, completely devoid of emotion or remorse, declines Mike's help. Mike is worried now, sensing something is not right with Jerry. As Mike reaches for his phone, Jerry acts swiftly. He covers Mike's face with a plastic bag and chokes him until he's no longer breathing. Once Mike is dead, Jerry checks on the slime ball. He's relieved to see it's still intact. Driven by an insatiable need, Jerry once again seeks the pleasure he craves. But the infection is getting worse, day by day. The slime ball begins to fade, turning into black mud. Desperate and frantic, Jerry cries, mourning the loss of his only source of pleasure. In his desperation, he seeks out Ivan, hoping for a cure. Ivan takes Jerry to a private room, where Jerry pleads for Ivan to help him. He apologizes for what he's done and promises to help Ivan with any loss he's faced in his business. Jerry begs Ivan to make him well again, but Ivan assures him that he'll be with it soon and tells Jerry to relax. Ivan begins working on the wooden box, every edge precise, crafting it with perfect precision, a glory hole in the center. As Ivan works, Jerry's body begins to deteriorate. He loses all his teeth, and his body starts to secrete the same sticky slime he's so addicted to. The agony he feels is unbearable and calls out Ivan's name for help, but no response. Eventually, Ivan arrives and decapitates Jerry's head and places it inside the box. Just then, there's a knock at the door. It's the detective, coming to inform Ivan that through forensics, they have placed Jerry as the main suspect. The officer, unable to tear his gaze away from the beautiful women around him, is tempted. Ivan offers him something special, a promise of an experience like no other, and the story ends, leaving the officer with a decision that could change everything. If one night with the box gave you everything you ever wanted, would you go back for more? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more twisted tales.